Francisco Alvarez's blueprint for a successful Mets return. Imagine being hailed as a baseball prodigy, only to face a career-defining slump before your 21st birthday. This is the high-stakes reality Francisco Alvarez now confronts as he returns to the Mets, armed with a century-old playbook for redemption, a blueprint etched in the darkest moment of Mickey Mantle's legendary career. It began on a sweltering August day in 1951, when Elvin Mantle made a 163-mile pilgrimage from Oklahoma to Kansas City to meet his son, Mickey, on Father-Son Day. But the reunion was no celebration. Just months into his Yankees debut, the 19-year-old phenom, already anointed the greatest player I've ever seen by the venerable Casey Stengel, had crashed into a slump so severe that Stengel demoted him to Triple-A, then the final rung before the majors. The initial results were brutal. Mantle went 3-for-18, and even a blistering 3-week road trip couldn't shake the despair gripping him. Back home, he confessed to his father, "I want to quit." It was a crisis point that would either break him or forge a champion. Fast forward to Alvarez, whose meteoric rise mirrored Mantle's, until a .186 batting average and 32% strikeout rate forced the Mets to send him back to the minors. The parallel is stark, but here's where it gets controversial. Was Stengel's ruthless demotion a genius move, or a reckless gamble with a teenager's psyche? Critics argue that such pressure can scar young players, while proponents claim it's the only way to separate stars from busts. Alvarez now enters the same crucible. His return blueprint hinges on two lessons from Mantle's revival. First, mechanical adjustments. Mantle shortened his swing mid-slump. Second, mental resilience. Mantle later credited his father's blunt advice, "You're either a quitter or you're not," with saving his career. But this is the part most people miss. Mantle's slump lasted months, not weeks. Alvarez, in a modern era of instant expectations, has less room for error. Will the Mets replicate Stengel's patience, or will they rush him back to placate fans? And here's the question sparking debate in clubhouses today. In an era of sports psychology and player protection, is the old-school demotion still an effective tool, or a relic that risks squandering talent? Alvarez's next at-bat isn't just about hitting, it's about rewriting the ending to a story that's been unfolding for 70 years. Agree? Disagree? Let's hear it in the comments.